All right, man. Tough topic. Awkward topic. We're talking pooping in the woods. Pooping in the woods, man. Pooping in the woods. Let's go dig a hole. We got to talk about the tools. We're pooping in the woods, man. Poop in the woods. What's going on, everybody? Alex here with Trail Theory. Today we're outside in the national park. I wanted to do a video and kind of express a couple of maybe a difficult topic to talk about out in the woods, which is pooping, because not everybody feels really comfortable doing that. It's a kind of a scary topic, which I think we've dispelled many a times on the podcast, but excited to talk about some details. So in today's video, we're going to talk about some best practices, kind of where and kind of some of the regulations around the spaces that you use to use the restroom. And then also, we typically, when we go out on a long weekend or a backpacking adventure, typically take what we call like a poop kit. So we'll kind of walk through what I take. I'm sure there's other ways that of things that people bring, but I'll show you what I take. We'll show you how to dig a cat hole, and then we'll get into it from there. So let's go take a hike. All right, so you're outside, you gotta do your biz. What do? First and foremost, before you get outside, you should probably do a little bit of research in the spirit of leave no trace. I would personally recommend checking out the national forest, the state park, or kind of the area in which you're camping. A lot of trails will kind of list some of the rules and regulations. They'll also a lot of times have it on a post before you hit the trail, what are some of the best practices. So in most cases, the idea is to leave no trace, so most people would recommend packing everything out. Some places you can dig a cat hole and bury it. Some people have varying opinions on taking the toilet paper or leaving the toilet paper. That's up to you, and also up to the rules and regulations of the park. So we'll start with that really baseline information. Ultimately, you want to be prepared when you go out there. So next up, the thing to really be mindful of when you got to do this is keeping in mind of your spacing between water sources, campsites, and trails. And the minimum recommendation for that is 200 feet. We kind of laugh about that. 200 feet is, I guess, technically 70 feet or 70 steps. I think that's maybe a little too close to people's campsites. So unless they're ginormous steps, I would probably lobby for a little more space than that. So next up, when we talk about crapping in the woods, we got to dig a cat hole. So when we dig a cat hole, we're talking 4 to 6 inches wide. So get a little kind of space, the good little area, and you want to be 6 to 8 inches deep. That way things can naturally decompose over time. You can cover them up, and as best you can, leave no trace. So let's go find a spot to dig a cat hole. All right, so we're here, we're out in the woods, and we gotta go to the bathroom. So I recommend what I call the poop kit. It's a very simple thing, but basically the goal is to keep all of your bathroom necessities within an existing, or like I used with this is called a lock sack. It's essentially a really extremely durable Ziploc bag, but basically allows me to keep all this stuff together for every trip. That's really durable. I snag this when I need to go to the bathroom. I don't want to be looking around for my toilet paper, for my trowel, those kinds of things. I want to be able to grab this and hit the trail as soon as I can. So let's take a look inside. All right, so first up in my kit, the thing you're gonna need first when you're out trying to dispose of waste in the woods is a trowel. I use the Deuce of Spades, which is incredibly super lightweight, 12.7 grams for all you gram weenies out there. This one's super light. Admittedly, it's maybe not the easiest thing to dig a hole with, but when you need to dig a hole, you need to do your business. It works effectively, it's lightweight, it's flat, and it basically, yeah, it's easy as heck. Other tools you could use, we've seen people out on the trail with shovels, like a little garden tool, but in the spirit of being light and trying to shave ounces and grams as best we can, I choose the Deuce of Spades. So next up, and probably the star of the show, because nobody wants to go out without this in their kit, is just toilet paper. You can take toilet paper from home like everybody does, or the alternative route there is to snag it on your way to the trail when you are hitting a gas station. So a couple of methods there to grab. You can get the good stuff from home if that's what your personal preference is, or you can get the single ply from the bathroom in the gas station. Not my recommendation, but when you need it, you need it. So next up in the kit, we've got baby wipes. So baby wipes are good for cleaning up extra messes in the woods, but also can double for a tool if you're wearing, you get some dirt on your arm or your leg or whatever, and you're out in the woods and you want to be clean, or if you're wearing sunblock, or if you're wearing some level of a DEET or bug repellent and you want to sleep without that on your skin. Baby wipes are a good way to just kind of clean things up, not only from a poop perspective, but also just from a general cleanliness perspective. So next up, we're gonna go dig a cat hole, kind of get ourselves set up for the inevitable. So let's go take a look. All right, let's get digging. All right, so our hole is dug. Now it's time to use it. A good rule of thumb though, when you're digging your hole, to make sure it's as deep as you need it to be. This specific tool, the Deuce of Spades, is 6.8 inches long. So if your hole is as deep as your tool or as wide as your tool, you're generally probably pretty good. Never hurts to dig a little deeper or dig a bigger hole if you need it, but that's up to you. All right, so we've dug our hole, but we're missing one secret tool. When I go out to do my biz in the woods, I like to take one of these sit Z-pads that I call it. It's just a nifty little tool that sometimes when you kind of bushwhack yourself away from the water sources and the campgrounds and the trails, you kind of get into some scenarios where the ground could be kind of rocky, there could be a bunch of debris, there could be pine needles, and I'm a pants off kind of guy when I'm out in the woods. I think it's a little bit easier because I don't necessarily want to I want to keep all my clothes good and clean and void of any sort of material that could be from the bathroom. So I take this sit pad and I just use it to stand on so that my feet are good and comfortable when I'm kind of getting ready to do my biz. All right, let's talk methods. First off, we've got the squat. Basic, simple, tried, true, easy. Next, we have the lean. You can either find a rock, you can find a down tree, you can find anything to lean your body on that feels comfortable. And last but not least, we have the buddy system. Very unpopular, not used frequently, but if you have a buddy and you have someone that's willing to help you out, the buddy system. All right, so when you're out in the woods, sometimes places make you pack your toilet paper out. Some places even make you pack out your human waste, if you will. So in the event that you need to do that, make sure you have an odor-proof bag so you can pack that out. A lot of people like to use wag bags. Additionally, if you need to bury it, make sure you get everything in the hole, good and tidied up as best you can, and then cover the hole with the dirt that you used to dig it out. All right, we did it, that's it. And the best part, we did it together. We talked about pooping in the woods, we talked about the best practices, we talked about best methods, we talked about having the right tool for the right job. I'm Alex with Trail Theory. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the trail.